It's Week 17 of the 2023 season. And coming up, we'll see the electric Kyler Murray as he's moved past 3,000 yards passing for the year and looking for more. It's the Cardinals and the Niners coming up next.
We are about 40 miles or so south of Candlestick Point at a place that first opened back in 2014 as you get a look at Levi's Stadium here in Santa Clara, California. Today we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they enter play here. They come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Cardinals here, they're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6 games.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Just about time to rock as toe gets ready to meet leather. And we are underway from Santa Clara. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And just think about what his ceiling in the NFL could be, because when you go back to his one collegiate season as a starter, the full season, he went undefeated, didn't throw an interception, and ran it for over 1,000 yards as well. When you see him hit the field, you see a possible superstar in the making.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Throwing now is Lance. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's second down.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Okay, so after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Now Lance. Flushed out right. Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. 5 yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
Here's more on the return. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the number 1 overall pick in the 2019 draft from Oklahoma. It's Kyler Murray.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. The receiving numbers for Hopkins a week ago. After the game, he was the focus. He was in the end zone at every turn, wasn't it?
Seemed like every time they were in the red zone, they went to him, and that's not just good coaching. That's just obvious. Of course you go to him there.
They could not stop him. Just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Murray going to throw. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. But Charles, as we've covered, they've already clinched their spot in the postseason, so now they just want to avoid adding any additional names to this list before the postseason begins.
Terrific observation, because trying to move up a spot, I don't know if it's worth it if you're trying to play guys who aren't quite right. Get them healthy, get ready for the playoffs, make your move then.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 16 yards there, and it's a Cardinals 1st down as well.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Throwing on 1st down is Murray. He'll get that one complete to Connor. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. The Cardinals had 12-3 now on the year. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Throwing again, Murray. It's complete to Brown, right side. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. They'll try and run forward with Connor. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. Now remember, these two teams met in Glendale earlier in the season with the Cards coming out on top. So a win here in Santa Clara would give them the season series. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. This defense for the Niners, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
Yeah, we're definitely in top form and pitched a shutout, as a matter of fact. That's the cherry on top of a great week of preparation. And you know what? These guys are eager to keep it going. Some motivation this week, not an issue.
He's got Green. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
3rd and 2, and here's Murray. That's complete to his... And oh, he coughed it up! And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line.
I know a lot of defensive coaches have certain guys on their squad that they look to as drive stoppers, guys who can make big plays, interceptions, knock it free. In this case, they didn't need one. The offense supplied it for them, just dropping the ball.
Yeah, and that was after they were doing so well on this drive through the air. They go to the ground, doesn't work. Following the fumble recovery, Lance escaping the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Isaiah Simmons getting by the offensive line and dropping the quarterback. And not a blitz there, but still able to get there from a strong safety position.
Yeah, I think that was a great example of what they call football IQ. Recognizing he was open, had a chance, and went ahead and got to the quarterback.
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Here's Lance to throw it. They'll get this complete to Charlie Warner. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Lance going to throw. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Lance to throw on 3rd and 1. Got his target, Samuel. And they'll get this down to the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want it to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble at 2nd down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play with one of their...
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. His 7th rushing touchdown on the year, number 8 overall. And the 49ers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
That was not a designed run. It was supposed to be a pass, but it turned into an exceptional run. What a scramble for a touchdown.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was Trey Lance taking it in himself to cap the drive with a touchdown run. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Cardinal offense coming back out. Let's give you a look at the playoff race now. This is into the weekend in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that number 1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that number 1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs. Nice little nifty play for them there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody covered. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. And he'll wind up getting this to the 32. A play that started at the 16, and that's how many yards they get. First down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Murray. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it, try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
He finds his man, complete. It's Connor. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Cardinal football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Murray, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Well, every point certainly counts at this stage of the game. But after driving so far, you absolutely know they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
Out of the gun, here's Murray. Oh, into a sea of defenders have intercepted. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. And the Cards are going to take possession of the football.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Wow, so wipe out the INT, roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the postgame. Safe to say one is not buying the other dinner.
That's to McBride, and he has it. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From his end zone, Isaiah McKenzie. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
A big play there for the Niners. 47 yards.
As we've seen over the years, offense coordinators will often ease their way into drives. Many of them don't want to risk a turnover and put their defense in a bad spot, but not in this case.
Not at all. Forget about easing into it. They took a shot. It worked. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Shotgun now for Lance. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has been dividends early in this game and early on this drive. And until they prove they can stop it, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for 1st downs instead of airing it out.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. To about the 26 here.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. Lance looking to throw it. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up fourth down. Sanders' kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Cardinal offense takes back over. Well, the football changing hands here as this offense takes the field. Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
They start the drive with Connor. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
On second down, Connor looking for space. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Murray. Over the middle, complete. That's Connor. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
But they certainly made a pretty good game in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Murray now on first down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And the end result of that play, you're almost not sure what you really want, because when he gets outside of the pocket, you actually hold your breath because you think he's going to run for big yardage. But when he chose to pull it down and throw it, and a play was made to knock it away, that's a pretty good end result. Not one you expected when the play began.
The Cardinals on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Murray now. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 29-yard line. 95 catches for him now on the year, and it's a first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
First down, Murray. And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Murray again. This is Connor. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Throwing now is Murray. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Kyler Murray taking it in from 11 yards out as they have taken the lead. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better, and I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Extra point by McCann, up and good, and the lead is now 14-10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. McKenzie now from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Steps away to his left. Taking a shot for Samuel. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Throwing now is Lance. Open man is Ayuk, complete. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And Charles with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
Here's a throw out wide, and I think the ball's out.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to the positive side this time. Yeah, there was a fumble at the end of this one, but what a sustained drive. And if they keep stringing those together, you got to like their chances.
And credit the defense, though. You're out there for that long, you start to get tired, but they were able to get the turnover.
Did you just credit the defense?
I like to credit the defense and the offense.
I like you.
And the analysts.
That's perfect.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Lance. Buying time to his left. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. So out now come the Cardinals. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. On 2nd and 9. Murray flush to his right. Floating one incomplete.
And he is such a tough quarterback to defend because you got to remember, arguably, he's more dangerous outside the pocket than he is in it. But how about the job they did defensively to stay with the receiver and knock the ball away? I think they had a sigh of relief there because oftentimes when he gets outside the pocket, big plays result downfield.
Got a man. It's Brown. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. On 4th down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt. Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Lance now on 1st down. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Here's Lance. That's complete left side to Gray. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. And Lance now to throw. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Again, it's Lance. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in this last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle. And it's the Seahawks who have the lead in that one. Tim Patrick, a touchdown reception. From there, we move to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City to see what's going on with the Chiefs. And it's the visiting LA Chargers who are out in front. Austin Eckler, over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting LA Rams. Chris Godwin, a touchdown catch in the victory. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Cardinals. And their passing game has been the reason why they lead thus far. They've had great success moving the ball through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half. Both these teams, no doubt, making their final halftime adjustments as we speak. And for the call of the second half, we get it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Cardinals ready to go. Third quarter. And, Charles, they got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
From the 29, Murray going deep for Hopkins. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
Shotgun now for Murray. This will be caught by Brown. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
You always worry about those smaller receivers running through that gnarly patch of land in the middle of the field. But he did a really nice job there holding on to the football and protected himself as best he could while completing the play.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll go with the option, coming right. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Murray now on 1st down. And this one's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now for getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Murray's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 31-yard line. Couple of Oklahoma teammates there. Murray to Brown for the Cardinal first.
That's a more than acceptable play right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Throwing on 1st down is Murray. This will be caught once again by Brown. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Oh, time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Murray going to try to throw on 3rd down. On the right side, caught by Green. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 14. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. Screen pass to Connor. And he is going to lose yardage here. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Out of the gun, here's Murray. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with fourth down. On now, Tucker McCann. And this one will be a 29-yard attempt. McCann's kick up and good. And that'll move their lead up to 4 now. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. Lance and the 49ers now, 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. And they'll run the option to start the drive. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And Lance again going to keep it. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. "51 yards on the punt there. And they will take over 1st and 10. The football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Murray now on 1st down. And this will be swung out here for counter. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They run behind center with counter. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 63 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Here's Murray. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Khalid Kareem in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Here's Connor on the read option. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I like to keep carrying it, thank you.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 27-yard line. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a 1st down.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Now here's Here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Back to the air on second down, it's Murray. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have him looking at 3rd and 10. Murray to air it out again. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So 8 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up 4th down. McCann's kick is good. And that'll make this a 7-point game. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go. McKenzie now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. They trail 20-13 our score as they have it 1st and 10. And they'll begin by running the option. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah.
Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose. And the Cardinals have got it going the other way. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
Following that fumble recovery, it's Murray. Able to get this one to McBride. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Holding. Offense.
So they were looking to throw, holding on a big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
Meanwhile, Murray's throw taken in by Green here. And he'll be brought down at the 27. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's Cardinal football. They're also out in front of the scoreboard as we get set for the 4th. An option handoff given to Connor. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone and the 21. 74 yards on the ground for him so far. The coverage unit out there thinking pass on 3rd and 3. Murray now to throw. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Murray flips his forward on a jet sweep. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. And the Cardinals are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Connor is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. We talk so often about how hard it is to win in the NFL when you turn the ball over, and here a late turnover leads to a 4th quarter touchdown and a 2-score lead.
And what's more important is being able to take advantage when a turnover presents itself. You've got to come up with points to make the other guy pay. They're able to do so here, and they've got a pretty good chance now of winning this football game.
Extra point by McCann, up and good, and the lead now up to 14. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was a touchdown run by James Conner that was the exclamation mark. The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. To throw, it's Lance. And it's incomplete. Brandon Ayuk, the one he was looking for. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Well, that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Throwing now is Lance. Open man is Ayuk, complete. And he is going to have a 49ers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Now this one complete, Lance to Kittle. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Lance now to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jay Sanders picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. From the gun on 3rd down, Lance. And incomplete on the deep ball.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Desperation time here. Lance. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marco Wilson. And the Cardinals are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there. And he winds up giving the ball away.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 10, first down, Arizona. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think he continued to do so.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 91 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock. And this is second and less than a yard. Again, it's Connor. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to move the sticks with a gain of 4 on 3rd and inches.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. On 1st and 10 is Connor. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, in this part of the game, the 4th quarter, this is where a running back really has a chance to shine. This is what they've been training for, to take over the game down the stretch. The defense, it's been battered all game long. And here, this is just a case of a runner imposing his will and deciding he didn't want to be tackled right there.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. Connor up the middle. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Murray giving to Connor on the option. And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. James Conner with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. McCann for the point after. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it was a touchdown run by James Conner that was the exclamation mark. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Lance looks to throw again. Able to find Gray here. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Throwing again on 2nd down. Lance. Again, he'll find Samuel for the completion. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. From the gun, it's Lance. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Jalen Thompson picks it. And the Cards are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Down to a knee goes Murray as that will just about wrap this thing up. So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Arizona, they run their record to 13-3 now.